Well, after a whole lot of hot dogging and cool logging, it's time for the 8:05 post show. This is where we wrap up finals day for you. And what a finals day it was. We've been live from Huntington Beach since about 7 a.m. this morning. We've been privy to some incredible surfing, some beautiful surfing, some high stakes heats all day long. And now it's time to give it all right back to you. I'm Chris Cote, this is Carla Zamora, Sam Blakely. We've been together all day long watching this whole thing unfold. And the last two finals of the day were just awesome. Started with the women, and Avalon Gall comes through, gets the win. A true Cinderella story on the women's side. And I could say the same thing for the men's side. I mean, Ellice-Flint doing it with style, doing it with a lot of soul. Definitely I wouldn't say he was the favorite coming into this contest, but at the end of the day, we have two new champions.
Absolutely. I mean, the hang heels really shone today. There'll be kids around the world who watched, and they will be going out tomorrow morning practicing their hang heel, hang 10s through sections.
Yeah. As well as that style and that smoothness that he brings. You mentioned that, you know, he's really the purest athlete, you know, and so hopefully there'll be a generation of kids kind of following in his footsteps.
Yeah, I mean, in full credit to our runners-up as well. I mean, those are two of the best surfers on the planet, Soleil Errico and, of course, Taylor Jensen, who's already won here a handful of times. Let's take a look at the bracket here. This is how it went down for the women. Avalon Gall, look at her roll to the final, taking out past champion Kalis Kaleopa'a, hard-charging Malia Iligan, and then in the final, going up against Soleil Errico, who has to be one of the toughest longboarders to beat in competition.
It was definitely an upset for Avalon to come up against Soleil and take the win here, but she did it with smooth grace. These are some waves earlier in the day in the quarterfinal when it was nice and glassy, just showing her eloquent footsteps and the nose time. It was really nice.
And also her down carve turns, you know, they were powerful and dynamic, and it's a big positive feature of her repertoire, the way she really puts that board on rail out of those nose rides with that really beautiful down carve turn, throwing spray out of that single fin.
And that smile that she's shown us throughout this competition, it makes you feel good to watch Avalon Gall surf, and tons of support. It seemed like the entirety of the field really coalesced around Avalon as she surfed her way to the final.
Yeah, it was definitely a great moment as we saw her friends backing her up and cheering her on throughout the day, and especially as she came out with that win against Soleil Errico.
So as our women entered the final, it was really a question, right? How is Avalon Gall going to beat Soleil Errico, who's had past titles, who's had huge victories, and what she did is just surf the way that she surfs and found the waves, more importantly.
And she stuck with the lefts, and it paid off for her. And we saw a lot of those reforming rights. Soleil had been incredible all week, and yes, she was the favorite, but for Avalon, she knew that she could shine on these front side waves, and again, in and out of those nose rides and putting that board on rail. And for me, it's that repertoire of hers in and out of tight nose rides that are punctuated by that dynamic down carve that make things so exciting to watch when she stands up on a board.
Hey, you know what? Nothing wrong with another goofy-footed champion here at the Lexus US Open of Surfing. So Avalon gets cheered up by a couple of champions right there. That is a feel-good moment. And now Avalon Gall is your #1 ranked surfer in the world on the WSL Longboard Tour. There's how it broke down, 6.83 and a 6.67. Errico with a couple of threes, so just didn't quite get things rolling. But a great surf event for Soleil nonetheless. And right now, it's time for a party. This is going to be an awards presentation you're not going to want to miss. I'm going to throw it down to our lovely Mitchell Salazar.
The WSL would like to open this event by formally recognizing that Huntington Beach is the modern name of the ancient Aha shaman, village site known as the Pange. The Aha shaman people have lived in the place we now call Orange County for over 10,000 years and are still here stewarding not only the land alongside surfers, environmentalists, and others who care about our shared coastline, also with everybody who also comes and visit HB. We thank them for their ongoing presence and participation in this event, and we would like to pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Thank you to Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, Aha Shaman Nation, and Adelia Sandoval, spiritual overseer of the Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, Aha Shaman Nation, and Chairman Nathan Banda for leading our opening ceremony on Monday. Welcome to the awards presentation for the Lexus US Open of Surfing presented by Pacifico, the first stop on the 2025 World Surf League Longboard Tour. After an awesome 4 days of competition right here between the men and the women, we have our front runners and world number ones. A big thank you to the Huntington Beach community, especially you fans on the beach. Without you, nothing like this would be possible. So a big round of applause for everybody, not only the athletes, also, of course, the fans here on the beach. Massive thank you to Lexus, our title partner for this event. Also, big thank you to our event partners, which we do have a few of here at the Lexus US Open of Surfing. Pacifico, Yeti, 805 Beer, Hogue Hospital, Red Bull, Neutrogena, Apple Watch, Best Western, locally owned Body Glove, Bonsoy, Dakan, FlexFit, Amazon Eero, iHeart LA, IC, Jack Surfboards, Open Water, 3 Olives, Kraken, Sun Cruiser, Seaglass, Casamigos, Surfline, Foo Wax, No Cap, SpongeBob. Visit Huntington Beach, Huntington Surf and Sport right across the street. Visit El Salvador, and of course, great John Wayne Airport. A big special thank you to IMG event staff who've helped make this event happen, and to the city of Huntington Beach for hosting us once again. Many years in the making right here for the Lexus US Open of Surfing. And once again, big thank you to all of the competitors, all the staff in the local community, as well as the local surf community right here for sharing their waves in the first 4 days of the event. To help us award the trophies today, we have Will Hayden Smith, Director, Longboard and Regional Tours. How about a big round of applause for Will for all the awesome work he does worldwide, especially with the Longboard Tour. And that gives us our first runner-up of the event. Ladies and gentlemen, no stranger to the podium. It's the 4-time world champion. Give it up for your men's runner-up of the Lexus US Open of Surfing, Taylor Jensen. Yeah, TJ, congrats. Just an hour north of home in Oceanside, HP once again delivering the goods, starting off the year well, #2 in the world. The common denominator, though, your family every single morning with you here. What's it like to be able to do this once again with their presence?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, to do this in front of my kids and get to see Dad compete and do well is insane. Yeah, it's really cool.
Good event once again, 4 days in a row, waking up early. How are you going to take a few days off and regroup heading into Bells in September?
Yeah, I'm not going to wake up at 4:30 anymore, but or sit in traffic. But yeah, I'm just going to go home and relax and regroup and yeah, get ready for Bells.
Congratulations, best of luck in the rest of the year. Taylor Jensen, ladies and gentlemen, looking for world title #5 later this year. And now, your women's runner-up, 2 finals in a row. Give it up for the 3-time world champion, just north in Malibu, Soleil Errico.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Soleil, congrats. A big smile on your face, obviously, as always. So, big week once again. Look at these amazing fans on the beach. How cool were the vibes in the first 4 days of the Lexus US Open of Surfing for yourself?
It was so fun. I had my friends and family here the whole time. They drove up to support me. Shout out to them. Yeah, it's been a fun week. Bummer the waves kind of turned off for the finals, but I'm happy to get second and excited to just keep going.
Yeah, and a good year ahead for yourself as well. Abu Dhabi, a location you haven't been to so far in your career. Anything you're looking forward to for 2025?
Yeah, just to keep competing, go back to Bells, Abu Dhabi. I missed out on Abu Dhabi last year because I was injured, so I'm excited to have that experience. I heard it's unreal. But yeah, just excited to keep going.
Congratulations. Best of luck for 2025.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Soleil Errico, your women's runner-up. And that gives us the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, long time waiting for his first career victory here on the World Longboard Tour. Australia's own Ellice-Flint is your Lexus US Open of Surfing champion, presented by Pacifico.
Congrats, buddy. I'm so happy to be getting this year. Cheers, brother.
Hey, Kai, congratulations. You mentioned patience a lot today. It was really the word that you stood by, not only today, throughout the entire event so far, picking up your first win. What's it feel like to do here in such an iconic venue like Southside HB?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it for my family, for my friends, all the people that have supported me over the years, you know. I've just felt like I needed to push hard and drive for this the last, like, 6 or 9 months, you know. And to win here is just incredible. You know, like as a Grom, you look at the US Open, and you're like, wow, like this is such a big event, you know. So I'm very grateful. Yeah.
After winning here, do you feel like you truly can win anywhere worldwide?
Yeah, I mean, if I get the waves and if my head's in the game, for sure. I mean, it's anyone's, anyone can win it out there. Like, coming up against Taylor in a final is like super difficult, but you kind of gotta like dig deep for that, you know.
You're going to be wearing yellow heading into Bells too. How cool does that feel, especially on home soil in Oz?
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I'm stoked.
Congratulations. Best of luck in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, your Lexus US Open of Surfing champion presented by Pacifico. First of many for Kai Ellice-Flint. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Orange County, put your hands together for your women's champion from just down the road in Laguna Beach. Avalon Gall is her women's longboard champion here at the 2025 Lexus US Open of Surfing presented by Pacifico. A big moment for the surfer out of Laguna Beach. Congrats, Avalon. Obviously a major moment. You got all your friends and family right here, but literally 30 minutes up the road from where you're from, the US Open been a significant part of your life so far. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'd like to say thank you to my friends and family, and such an amazing event, and thank you, WSL.
Doing this in front of your friends, your family, but most importantly, your parents who have been here all week long. How cool is that to share this special moment with them too?
Oh, it's so cool.
Anything you want to say to anybody on the beach that's been supporting you so far this week? Congratulations, you're world #1 for the first time in your career.
Thank you, and just thanks for everyone, and thanks for such a great event, and thanks to my friends and family.
Appreciate it. World #1, Avalon Gall, Kai Ellice-Flint, runner-up, Taylor Jensen, Soleil Errico. Ladies and gentlemen, the first 4 days are done here at the Lexus US Open of Surfing, presented by Pacifico. And guess what? We got the challengers starting tomorrow. Sending it back to the 805 Post Show. Chris?
Thank you, Mitchell. And that is an awesome sight right there. What a group of legends. You know, very cool to see the joy, you know, the pride that these surfers are all carrying with them. And they are now on the global stage. We've got our world #1 set up, heading into the next event, which will be in Bells. And we've got more 805 Post Show, which is awesome for everyone. Now we can break down how Kai Ellice-Flint surfed his way to the finals and took down a titan of our sport in Taylor Jensen. So for Kai, on his self-shaped board, you know, making a little bit of history there, and also just doing it with so much soul, so much style. It was a real pleasure to watch. And man, the approach that he took throughout the entire week, he says he just woke up every day feeling good, not really worrying against who he was going up against or what the waves were like. He did it his way, and he had to surf through his good friend Steven Sawyer in the quarters, and then he went up against a hard-charging Johnny the Ripper in semifinal 1, all the way to the final, where he said it himself, it's so hard to beat Taylor Jensen. He did just that. Let's take a trip through finals day with Kai Ellice-Flint.
Yeah, well, in that first quarterfinal, Steven Sawyer had such a good front run on those lefts, but this long right-hander with that particular heels, this really now brought him back in the game as that tide started to move in, and it was that risk, the fact that he put it all on the line, and the judges really recognized the degree of difficulty and the functionality of doing that radical nose ride through the pocket on heels, but also mixing it up with that rail work.
Yes, exactly, as we saw in that last clip there where he did that cutback but switched the feet in the same moment. And people don't realize how technically difficult that is, and it's really good not only to see that variety added, but the judges acknowledging it.
Yeah, and then coming up against Johnny, you knew he was gonna have to continue that lively approach because Johnny's snap and whip in the turns, but this was great the way he would link sections by flexing and really rock and rolling either on the nose or in the trim spot in the middle and engaging the roll bottom and the fins. You just got to see Johnny looking over his shoulder, recognizing that he was up against a master on fire, also using the hang heels in the semi-final as well.
Johnny was hungry for it too. You could feel that all event long. I mean, a big result for our quarterfinalists, for our semifinalists, but for Kai Ellice-Flint, any doubt that he had in himself before this event has got to be washed away because, again, Taylor Jensen is going to be the hardest guy to beat here in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
So achieving that's a huge momentum push for Kai as he heads back home to Australia.
And Taylor was on fire, and you knew that he would have that combination of patience when it was necessary, but being active and busy. And Taylor had such a good start. The way he reads waves and finds scores and turns what looks to be like a marginal wave into a high-scoring ride is absolutely outstanding, Carla.
Yeah, I found it really interesting how he was able to make it into those inside reforms quite often, and it made you kind of wonder if his size really helped kind of propel him into those sections where some of the people weren't able to find it. But as you said, the heels there from Kai Ellice-Flint and that variety and that dedication to the purist style, I think really was acknowledged, and he saw it through.
And it was great. The heels were a feature of every round today, the quarter, the semi, the final. And I just think that was Kai digging deep and knowing that he needed to up the ante. We all know he's got the surfing, but what we're seeing now this season so far is somebody who's hungry, willing to take risks, willing to be creative.
And also now, I mean, you see this guy's heat IQ improving every time he surfs. Remember, Taylor Jensen started strong in that final with a 6.83, which kind of put Kai Ellice-Flint on notice, but he bounced back in a big way with a 6.3 and a 7.5. So congratulations to all of our finalists, especially Kai Ellice-Flint, who will be our world #1 heading to the next event, Bells Beach in Australia. It's gonna be real fun to see what both of these surfers do next. If we know anything about Taylor Jensen, he'll be back. You know, he'll be fighting hard to get back into the finals. And they're gonna have a little bit of time, about a month or so between now and the event at Bells, maybe just a handful of weeks. Do you think they're gonna be making any adjustments, or is it gonna be same boards, same attitude as we head toward Australia?
There will be some tweaks to boards, but interestingly, a lot of the equipment we were seeing ridden today will also work at Bells, because Bells isn't got so much of a pocket, so much of a lip. It's more thick and it's got open face. If Rincon works, you've got that Malibu-esque shape, but if it's the Bells Bowl, you've got open faces. So a lot of the same equipment will also shine in Victoria, Australia.
Well, I got it on my calendar. I'm excited for that one. Now let's talk about what's up next here in Huntington Beach. A look at our Surfline forecast. The Challenger Series is coming up next. We're talking about hundreds of hungry, up-and-coming rippers who battled their way towards that next step of making the championship tour. This is what they're going to be facing, fun-sized waves. The good news is we did hear earlier on from our Surfline representative that the waves are going to get a little bit bigger throughout the week. It could be into that chest-to-head high range by Thursday or Friday. The mornings are going to be glassy. The afternoons are going to be windy. I mean, that's one constant that we know here in Huntington. But good news, 3 to 4 foot, you know, probably some 5-foot faces Friday and Saturday. And Thursday could improve. All we know is that tomorrow it's probably going to be a challenge, and that's why they call it the Challenger Series. You got to make them earn it. And we're excited for that one. Going to potentially start tomorrow at 7 a.m. But before we get there, before we get to happy hour, before we wrap this whole thing up, guess what? It's the big 5, right? The top 5 moments of the day here on finals day at the Lexus US Open of Surfing. Thank you, Eero. It's the way Wi-Fi should be. We're going to start off with the dog days of summer. Yeah, dogs were showcased all day long, and as they should. Dogs are the best. I put dogs up here and humans right down here. This is TT. That's Sugar, the surfing dog's niece, I think. Sugar recovering from a surgery, so TT took to the lineup. Went over the falls, but put on a great show nonetheless. TT, the next wave of dog surfers from Huntington Beach, California. So from dogs, why not go to humans? Cole Robbins, he put on an excellent show throughout the entirety of this event. Cole is looking like he's going to do big things this year on tour.
Stretching those toes to get on the nose on his Wayne Rich board. Toe on the nose every time for Cole, and he was absolutely sensational. Didn't make it all the way, but put on a good show.
Yeah, it was great to see him make a good showing here now that he's back on tour. And as you said, he knows his toes quite well. He did the toe stretch before then. You saw him curled over the tip there. I'm sure he's going to be excited to head into Bells. He likes those bigger waves. It'll be great.
No doubt. Cole Robbins on a roll. So let's go to our number 3, a rising star of our sport. It's safe to say, a future world champion. This is Ginger Caimi, the grommet who did damage here at the US Open.
Yeah, special stuff. The 13-year-old, she lives in Fuerteventura in the Canary Islands. Her dad's Italian, her mum's Chinese. She surfs for Italy. And Carla, it's so special to see young talent rising up like this.
Well, I mean, we talk about the next generation building it up and being role models, but at 13 years old, holy cow, what a future she has ahead of her.
An absolute phenom. Do not forget that name, Ginger Caimi. Now we get to our top 2 spots with number 2. We're going to go ahead and get out to our champion right here. And what a way to do it. Avalon Gall, your 2025 Lexus US Open champion. A special victory in so many ways for Avalon.
Yeah, Laguna cool all the way, Carla.
Yeah, and just to see somebody new, a fresh face win here at Huntington, and somebody relatively local to the SoCal area and here in Huntington. Special moment. Also to have all the family and friends around. You feel that heartwarming feeling that you get from longboarding.
We're going to make some calls. We're going to get the freeway cleared for Avalon Gall so she doesn't have to sit in traffic, so she can get home to the after party, which I'm sure is going to be fun. And now our number 1 spot goes to a guy with 3 names, Ellice-Flint. The Australian takes the 2025 Lexus US Open. And guess what? It's all been about Americans and Hawaiians for the past decade or so. The title's going back to Oz.
Yeah, and a board design not so different to the 66 design that Nat Young won the world title in San Diego. Roll bottom, wide point back, involvement surfing with a flexi single fin, and the fact that not only did he bring the rail work, but the heels to the table. And I really appreciated that, because that's a very difficult thing to do through steep nose ride sections.
Well, and just adding that variety, that's so important. We want to see that further.
Absolutely. Well, we want to thank all of you for watching. We got a lot of surfing to come. Don't forget the Challenger Series, men and women, will take over this break for the rest of the week, all the way through till Sunday. On behalf of myself, Sam, Carla, and the entire WSL crew down here in Huntington Beach, thank you so much for watching that epic longboard event. We're going to switch things over to shortboard. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be awesome. And now it's officially happy hour. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Welcome back to the Lexus US Open of Surfing, presented by Pacifico and the city of Huntington Beach. It is the peak of summer here in beautiful Southern California. The lumber is out with beautiful logs. Day 1 competition, the Huntington Beach Longboard Classic. Global superstar J.R. Esquivel, who just starts things off on the nose.
Look at that dent.
Nice.
Proper.
Yeah.
Proper.
JR coming through as our first winner of the day. I'm thinking 50 deep for Team Philippines on the sand right now. Johnny the Ripper.
Big Carlsbad. Jack Van Wagoner straight into the round of 16.
To get to come here in Huntington and have this amphitheater atmosphere and have the fans really engaged, like that's huge for us and getting that exposure out for longboarding.
Speaking of TJ, how was the nose ride there? Straight into the lip line. Defending event champion and defending world champion Taylor Jensen straight into the round of 16 with a big heat win.
In my opinion, is the most therapeutic sport in the whole world. The feeling of riding waves in the ocean, like, there's no better feeling.
All the stars are here. This is day 2 of the Lexus US Open. Really loving what Avalon Gall is laying down on these perfect little laps. 7.67, near excellent. Shocked reaction from Tully White's buzzer beater finish. Stevie Sawyer got on the nose. It's making it look easy. 7.77. We've got some of the best small wave surfers on the planet. The who's who of modern hot dog logging. Hot dogging. Oh, see, it can be treacherous out there.
Day number 4 of the Lexus US Open of Surfing presented by Pacifico. We will be crowning our men's and women's longboard champions.
She's got a total score of 15. That is the highest of the event so far.
Our reigning world champ goes down, Malia Illigan.
Good job.
You can almost hear that turn. That's the sound of a door closing.
Oh my God!
Avalon's first final ever, Adelaide County versus Orange County, 2025 Lexus US Open of Surfing champion.
He's the man, he's the winner. Big moment, Cote.
Oh, watch this reaction.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.